Hello everyone and welcome. My name is Simon and we are the Whales of Wall Street. Today's video is PROPY, P-R-O-P-Y on the exchange. We covered this project for some time now, delving into today's video in regards to some top line info in the last few weeks, but also just a quick emphasis as well on real estate within blockchain and crypto. So by the way, before we start, thank you so much for the support to the channel, guys out there. We're nearly smashing through towards 5,000. I can't believe it. It's going so fast. So thank you very much, and hopefully you're enjoying the information that is coming your way. And if you like or hear what you're seeing, please do smash that like button and make sure you subscribe if you've not done so already. But guys, into today's topic, PROPY. Now, I want to bring this more to the attention again for a number of reasons, really. There's always a lot of talk around NFTs being around collectibles and pieces of art, but as we've covered many times with this particular project in general, as well as some others in this space, we do talk about some others which we'll go on to in a second anyway. But the whole aspect of NFTs being non-fungible, right? This is basically anything and everything you can possibly think of. And from a concept of housing and real estate, this is a massive market. And look at this, guys, just to throw this stat out there. PROPY, one-stop shop real estate platform. As a buyer on PROPY, you will have access to most transparent and trusted agents in the industry. We have processed over $2.5 billion in transactions with 100% customer satisfaction ratings already. That is incredible. So we're talking about the emphasis of being able to buy and sell property within blockchain, utilizing things like smart contracts and know your customer. And when things eventually with integration of land registry, especially here in the UK, and other features and benefits, this is a really going, in my opinion, as I've said in the original intro videos, going to replace our traditional real estate agencies that we have out there. What does that mean? Well, it means that people are going to have two choices, really. They need to either buck up their ideas and learn something new, or they're going to need to just accept defeat, because I truly believe the way that the world is going, and particularly as we've seen in the last couple of years, how digitalized everyone can be. Even the people that said they would never go digital, they would never go cashless, have been forced upon it themselves to be done so for one reason or another. And that's going to be the same for real estate. Now, everyone or most people are comfortable with doing a virtual tour, a virtual look around, virtual auctions, and different ways of things. Even with the car industry now, people are just not even bothered about the general, the traditional ways of test driving. They just look online, see reviews, VR, AR, all these things, and they get a car delivered to them in a truck. This is the way the world is going. And for me personally, time is very important, and efficiency of time is very important as well. There's a lack of time to go and see all these different houses. So imagine all that time that's spent on land registry checks within your verification, your IDs, money laundering, all this stuff will be completely eradicated because of the use of blockchain technology. And I'm going to throw it out there because I truly believe this kind of mechanism, albeit it usually takes maybe 3 to 6 months for a house sale or purchase to go through for whatever reason. I feel that this could be done in a matter of days because of blockchain technology. And here, for example, PROPY are now offering the likes of essentially courses to allow people in the estate agency industry to learn and be crypto certified agents. This is fantastic because when you look at a project, and especially something that's so new and so perhaps questionable in some people's eyes, when people start developing knowledge pools and opportunities for learning, this in my mind encourages it. So when people are like estate agents and they go, oh, our jobs might be gone in a few years time because of this, they've now been presented the opportunity to not miss out and be a part of the new revolution in this space. So PROPY is going, in my opinion, to be one of the top projects in this space on real estate crypto. We have talked about labs here, for example. I won't go to the website too much because my laptop's just about having about 10 tabs open at this moment in time. But labs is very important in terms of real estate, especially in commercial and industrial. It's certainly something that I've invested heavily in. There's a multitude of different exchanges you can get on that. We can do a video on labs if you want a separate one. Just let me know. But the game is afoot, guys. There's more and more companies racing for this, and not just specific unique companies like PROPY, but also other systems out there already that we know and love that are already utilizing their blockchain for the housing and NFT space as well. So you're going to get people within the blockchain space already, as well as companies like this doing their own thing in a unique manner. And I think PROPY will definitely be one of the top ones with the years moving forward. Of course, here as well, really interesting to point out the likes of things of the World Economic Forum being rewarded as pioneers in this technology and space regarding real estate. World Economic Forum we talk about a lot. Anything and everything associated with World Economic Forum, in my opinion, they are very much the leaders of the world. And where you have this kind of credibility is going to be very substantial and prove very efficient in the years to come. So very interesting to see that. And one of the final topics before we go into the chart, this from literally yesterday, PROPY enters into a joint partnership with, I do apologize if this name is completely wrong, Basoud Al-Guva. I'm not sure. Hopefully that was correct. Apologies if it's not. But to basically integrate the services and solutions within the MENA region of the world, and being focused in Dubai, so you can put those together. Obviously, very big monetary values over in Dubai and that region, but to have the likes of PROPY entering those kind of markets is very interesting in my opinion. Very good to see in terms of its development and excitement around the project. So that's the kind of things that I like to see, is its development, its future, what kind of partnerships it has. And my goodness, this is an absolutely huge one. We just talked about how many billions of dollars they've already transacted using PROPY methodology. But imagine now with the likes of Dubai's estate, and also hopefully coming across the world, even here to the UK maybe one day properly, to see what can be done there. But I think this is the way forward, and it's really, really exciting to see. And if you are a real estate agent out there, or you know someone that is, and you might think that they find this interesting, get them to go on the PROPY website, right, and just put in their details, and start learning, because this is the future and you do not want to be left behind. There is a really cool webinar tomorrow, which I will be logging into. So this is around crypto, blockchain, and real estate, and what does it mean for agents. So if you do know anyone that could be interested in that, I think this could be a very interesting webinar indeed to get involved with. So I will be jumping on that for sure, and probably doing a review video on that in a couple of days' time. But very good experience there, and very interesting insight, I'm sure, to be had in that webinar. So that's just top level, guys. Like I said, NFTs are not just about art and collectibles. This can be anything, and in particular, in my mind, the property development aspect of NFTs is an absolute giant market, and PROPY are certainly leading the way, in my opinion, out of most of the ones that are specifically for this kind of sector. Let's go into the chart, guys. Smash that like button if you like what you hear and see, and make sure you subscribe to the channel and hit that bell button if you want to be notified of all the other awesome videos we have coming your way. Now, that little secret of mine that I've spoken about before, and I'll mention it again for those that are new to the channel or new to this project. I knew about PROPY probably around February, March earlier this year. I had the opportunity to purchase it for some very nice price points. Around, I think it was this 70-cent mark. It shot up very nicely to just over $2. We then had the retracement period, like we did with the majority of the rest of the market, down to these very nice levels of 23. Why did I not buy any? Well, I don't have the Huobi wallet or anything like that. You can also buy them on Uniswap. As you know, I'm pretty lazy with some of that stuff, and that's been my downfall in a lot of early projects. I'm getting my head around it more. I'm learning that and being more confident in those areas. Certainly will be taking advantage, particularly of PROPY, as we see a bit more of a correction going on right now. Is getting into a very nice stable position. But as we have seen, since those moves at those lower regions of 20 cents, can you believe it, all the way up here to pretty much nearly $5, guys. So this has got a long way to go again. Its popularity is going to increase. Its awareness is going to increase. the fact of these partnerships going in left, right, and centre, I think this is going to have a gigantic future. And you can already see the development already going from those 20-cent marks up to very much $5. Can you honestly say that you have seen or heard of this project, significantly? Is it one that's gone under the radar? I truly believe it has. We've all been very distracted. A lot of us don't concentrate on actual sector mechanisms. What I mean by that is we're all focused on the likes of Cardano and XRP and all these things. But actually, within each individual sector, whether it be healthcare, AI, IoT, as we've seen here with property and real estate, each one of these sectors has its own leadership opportunities. It's opportunities for massive growth with pure, unique projects like we are looking at with PROPY. So I think this has got a massive future, not just for this bull run coming, but certainly for the years to come as blockchain, NFTs, and real estate develop within this technology system. So we've had the retracement back down to these areas here. Let's just have a quick look at what that looks like percentage wise from a price drop, because I'm very encouraged to try and purchase some PROPY in these times. So I usually say you get about 30 to 70% retracement over this short period of time between the 8th of November to very much a week ago, really. 78%. So that's quite a significant drop, of course. Loads of different announcements along the way, partnerships, events, etc. Obviously, the one we just mentioned, I'm sure there was a bit of a tail up as that announcement came out. We're now seeing the effects of that whole buy the rumor, sell the news. And now we're coming into a fruition of potential new support areas. Now, what am I particularly interested? Let me just remove this particular. I didn't want to get rid of all of that at all. I don't know what happened there. I just want to get rid of this piece. Thank you, TradingView, for annoying me there. So let's have a look at this. So there's quite clearly an interesting area here. We had some resistance here on the 19th of September at the top level, and very much around this area here in October. This is very much as well the area that we are focusing on right now. Are we going to come down lower than that to these lower possible areas? That is absolutely possible. Maybe to potentially retest this 115, 117 area. But in general, the way everything's going at the moment, we're seeing a lot of stabilization across the market coming in, albeit it looks horrible in red. We've got to really identify the other various indicators here. So for me personally, of course, PROPY has had this nice tail off. We've had the bit of a sell-off of the news. Will that cross over? That is an absolute possibility. We might see a bit more of a bearish move back down to these levels here that we just mentioned, around that 150 mark, or arguably even to that $1. That is the area I'm most interested in, around that 120 to $1 mark, and I will dollar cost average myself into that. I may even be sneaky and grab some around 135 as well, just to take advantage of those areas. That's assuming it does come down. We may, as I just said, get some support mechanism here based on this previous data around this area that we're currently floating at. Like we said, what was it, at 19th of September, a high of 137. So on this chart, we're at 150 currently as of recording, but in general, that's very much touching around the areas that we're looking at on this lower region of the macro fib retracement and this lower region of the slightly medium fib retracement we've got here. So we're very much, this is the area I'm particularly interested in if we come down to that area. I may possibly take advantage of some areas as we are right now, just in case we do have a flip to more upside. But in general, I think that this has got to have some really good, secure, stabilized support for it to be taking it up in a positive, healthy fashion. Or I don't want to see as parabolic rises, because you will just get the big drops over short spaces of time like we've seen on 2 or 3 occasions now in the last few months, particularly on this asset class. So that's a few things to consider. Like I said, this blue market here on the MACD maybe potentially putting across into a bit more of a bearish mode to complete the red wave going on here, because you can actually see it's almost like it didn't do it naturally. It just switched over because of the news. It's come back in. We might see a bit of a tail off, a bit of a red bobble coming up. So just be wary of that if it's something that you're interested in potentially purchasing on and trying to get a bit more of a discount on that. It's not financial advice. That's just what I'm doing and what I'm playing out for. But as you know, I've already missed out on PROPY, but I have got my head round the likes of Huobi and Uniswap now to try and obtain that. Other RSI indicators here. So we had the big drop part here, the final sort of scale down, if you like, on the 6th of December. And that's where the RSIs were looking quite healthy on the 28, 90 and 14 day. 28 day especially, and especially the 14 day. Not as low as I'd want it to be on the 90 day, because I think a lot of the things at the moment are in a sort of 3 month cycle. But we may see that tail off to perhaps a 45 mark over the next few days. And that's where probably where it mentions what I just said about being between sort of 1.15 and $1 possibly. But in general, personally, I'm actually quite comfortable with putting some bags in right now, knowing that there might be a slight risk coming down a bit further, but at least obtaining some bags just in case. Because we have got a good mention there on the 14 day, like I said, back down to 34 the other day. So it's almost like it's trying to reflect itself. So if we get maybe down to that 40 mark again, I think I will be biting for sure, and then making some moves around those areas, both in the lower aspects and on the rise up as well. So that's how I'm going to play it with Proppy. But like I said, I do think this is going to be a massive opportunity project as time goes by. Uh, Price point wise, I think it's, well, I thought it was going to definitely be achievable to try and get towards that $10 mark this year, but who knows, because we've already kind of hit that $5 mark, or near enough $5 earlier in November. It's just, if this takes a good tail off in the positive direction, along with great news coming forwards as well in the coming months, especially with the organic growth of a bull run coming as well, I think it could definitely get towards those $10 marks, and maybe even beyond that. But it all really depends on various, many variables. But I'm just more interested right now in focusing on trying to get into this project myself. But let us know in the comments below if you're holding Proppy already. What price point did you get in, and what's your anticipations for the end of the year, the end of the bull run, and your maybe even your predictions for a few years' time. But I truly believe that this project and this sector is going to absolutely fly over the next few years. I have no doubt in my mind about that. But let's see how it plays over the next few days. I'll let you know the update after the webinar as well, and I'll let you know how I got on with my positional buying here with Proppy. That about wraps that up, guys. Thank you so much for watching. We will catch you in the next Proppy video update, hopefully in a few days' time. Take care. Bye bye.